T stands for trust. You really can't build intimacy, because intimacy is like having a large dependence on another person. So you can't build it without trust. In a lot of homes, trust has been broken, or trust does not exist. So it is totally impossible to build that intimacy without trust. I told you guys, I told them one of the sessions we had earlier, that I counseled someone that said he must never allow his wife know, or his wife to be, they were never married yet, his wife to be, to know how much he earns. All right, say you never allow it, that it will cause see finish and other things like that. And I'm saying, look, if you are intimidated, if you are trying to build a marriage on falsehood, on deceit, on hiding things, it will not work, because trust is one of the pillars that you can't do without in your marriage. So, all right, it's important to build trust. You can't, if I lean on you and you move and I fall, it's going to be difficult for me to lean on you again. All right, and that's what's happening in a lot of homes, because trust has been broken and trust has not been rebuilt. In case you are here and trust has ever been broken, you need to consciously rebuild it. Don't just think it will go away. It will take time to rebuild it and to let that trust come back. So trust is a very vital thing. Do you trust each other? All right, if you are, let me say this way, there are two ways you can build trust, especially if you have broken it before. There are two ways you can build it. Number one is by transparency. Transparency. So remember, they said they were both naked, the man and his wife, and they were not ashamed. Transparency. If you are not ready to be naked, you see, you can't keep hiding things and want to build trust. The whole idea of trust is that you are naked and not ashamed. Open. So if you are here and you are passwording phone, you have buried trust. Trust is in the mortuary or in the cemetery. If you are passwording your phone, what possibly can you be hiding? You see, that is a breach of trust. He said they were both naked. I didn't write that. He said they were both naked, the man and his wife. There's a reason they said that. It means they had nothing to hide. They were willing to expose themselves. Hiding things like your phone, hiding money, hiding emails, hiding stuff is a proof that there is no trust. You can't build real intimacy without transparency. You can't build intimacy without transparency. So, hey, let your spouse know your password. Let your spouse have access to your accounts. Let them know what is going on in your life. Hiding things will never build intimacy. Number two way you build trust is by integrity. That is keeping your word. All right? If you say you are going to so and so place, let that be where you are. Every time you break your word, you break trust. And it makes it more difficult. So make sure you keep your word. If you say, I will never do this again, or I'm going to do this, let it be that you keep your word. All right? Building trust. There's something about having somebody you can totally trust with your life. There's something about it. Having somebody on the earth that you can be 100% naked with and not be ashamed. All right? So that's the third thing. Trust is part of how you build intimacy.
The next one is I, which is interest. If you're going to build intimacy, one of the things you must do is get involved in each other's interests. It's one of the easiest ways to build friendship. And we all know by now that the real work in marriage is maintaining your friendship. It's really friendship. It's not the sex. It's not the bills we pay together. It's not even the children that we're raising together. It is the friendship. Making sure that you guys are enjoying being together. That's the real work of marriage. So you have to be interested in each other's interests. You have to enjoy each other's interests. You have to do something that you both enjoy. Okay? The interesting thing is that there may be times that you'll have to make sacrifices. So I will give you examples. When I first got married, even though he still teases me about it till tomorrow, he says I deceived him. I did not. But my husband is very different from me. He's extroverted, and he likes dangerous things, for lack of a better way to explain it. So he wants to go bungee jumping, he wants to go skydiving, he wants to go on fastest roller coaster in the world. He wants to, all those kind of things are the things that he finds interesting. Now, I'm normally, like I explained yesterday, I'm the kind of person, that's if you were around yesterday, I'm the kind of person who wants to be in my house and not have anyone with me in my house. I always planned to be the kind of pastor who nobody knew where I lived. That was my plan and my dream and my goal in this marriage. However, I'm married to somebody that I have to submit to, so it didn't quite pan out the way I planned. So he's very extroverted. He likes those kind of adventurous things, and I'm not like that. And I knew that if I was going to say, I'm not the way he is, so he should face his interests, I'll face mine, our intimacy would be, in fact, we would have no intimacy. Because one of the ways you build intimacy is to find something that both of you enjoy doing and keep at it. That's the way you build intimacy. So at the beginning, he rides power bikes as well. He likes, so basically very adventurous. And I'm not. I just, give me a good book, I'm okay, my house. So my husband would just wake up, and he's a night person, I'm not. So 9 p.m., literally, I've shut down. Anything you're telling me after 9 o'clock is at your own risk. He would say at 11, my husband would tap me and say, let's go and buy ice cream on the island. I would say at this time of night, we'll just blow bike. We'll just take a spin. And at the time, we didn't have kids. So that was one of the things that really helped us build intimacy. We didn't have kids. I didn't have anybody to worry about, just two of us. So I just grabbed my helmet and just get on the bike. And I found out that doing those things with him was making him so happy. And he really wanted to spend time with me. He didn't have to go and look for the guys. He wanted to go bike riding, he would call me. Even when he likes football as well, he's a serious card-carrying Man City fan. So, all the latest jerseys, everything, like, if you want to make Pastor K happy, live matches. So even then, I'd be pregnant, big tummy, I would have to go to the stadium abroad just to go and watch, just to go and watch. And we'll be walking around, and he's really excited. So, is this where Aguero's dressing this thing is? Is this where? And I'll just feel him about, like, and they'll be telling me, And I found out that it kind of made us closer, because if he wants to gist about the things he's interested in, he will gist with me about them. And interestingly, I like very boring things. So for instance, I'm a Christmas movie kind of girl. You know those movies that you watch and anywhere you meet it, you understand it. Nobody's dead. Nobody's unhappy. Nothing. Everybody's happy. And we know the storyline. We know this person, we meet this person, we fall in love with this person. Then they will upset the person. We know. But we are still okay watching it. And initially, he didn't understand. So he would just confide me and say, nobody has died. I say, no. I say, and no, and nobody will die. He say, they never shoot anybody. No. He will go, he will come back. So what has happened? I say, nothing, no, they're just... But after a while, he found out that he had to... Now he watches them sometimes. And I know that he's not really watching it, but he's just there with me. And that's enough for me. Those things make us closer. So he's watching some series with me. And he will ask me, oh, did this person, so what happened with this person? And I'm telling him, and he's going, I know he's not really listening. But the fact that he's interested in what I'm interested in has warmed my heart towards him and has made us closer. So we always have things to talk about because we enjoy the same things. We enjoy movies. So when we go date nights and things like that, we do things that we both enjoy, we're both interested in. And I had to learn some of them. I normally wouldn't go bike riding, but I've gone bike riding with him all the way to, what's that place? Hafit Mountains. Now, don't do this at home. If you are not adventurous, don't do it. It's so crazy that mountain is so thin that if you're on a bike, you have to bank. Like you have to literally almost touch the ground to pass. And it's only one person that can pass at a time. And when he was doing this, I was just asking myself, I said, God, how did I get here? But he was so happy. And then after that, he was even bragging to his friends that, my wife, anything, she's the coolest. Like, I was praying in tongues all the way. I'm praying in tongues all the way back and just saying, Lord, let's just survive it. Let's just survive it. I don't know if I'll do this again, but let's survive it. And I mean, I can share a million stories. When we went to Abu Dhabi, what's the name of Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi, fastest roller coaster in the world. Those kind of things are the things he enjoys. And so imagine him doing it with his guys and I'm not there. It won't be the same. As today, we still have stories we gist about. And I tease him about how he was always excited to do those things. But when he gets on it, it's a different story. So we have things we talk about because we have the same interest. So if you want to build intimacy, then focus on what each person enjoys and work on finding things you can do together.